faithfully speaking. I'm faithfully speaking love, speaking hope, speaking peace, faithfully speaking. Come on, stick it into your day. Come on, put a smile on your face. Hold your head up high, it's already okay. Yeah. Speaking faithfully, speaking.
Hey, y'all, and we are back. Faithfully Speaking, a podcast of good, healthy, positive, and informative conversation of various topics where we speak life into every topic and situation that we discuss. Because, you know, when God's got you, when He's got your back, there's always life in it. I am your host, Melissa Wade, in the water. Yeah, we just got off the air on the radio, and here we are today. So tell your family and friends that, hey, look, Faithfully Speaking is back. So today, as we return with information on an opportunity for our high school students who are preparing for college. Scholarships and financial assistance is always an advantage. It's always a plus to have that for the students and the parents. So today, I would like for you to help me welcome my guest. They are Almer and Rosalind Reddick. And they are here to tell us more about a scholarship program that they have created, how it came to be, and how you can apply for it for your young person. So please help me welcome in today, right now, Almer and Rosalind Reddick. How you doing?
We are blessed. Thank you for asking and having us.
Oh, we're so glad to have you on, Rosalind. Of course, week before last, I actually had you live here at the station and talking about the same topic, and it was so much great information and just a healing, believe it or not, from what you had gone through to share with our listeners, that you just stayed the entire hour with me, and I invited you to come on to Faithfully Speaking so that you guys could just share your vision, and out of what it's come through, that you are blessing other young people to go to school. So welcome to the podcast, Faithfully Speaking.
Thank you.
You are welcome. So let's start here. Can you, again, for those who are watching today, share the story, the incident, and the inspiration behind this scholarship program that's in honor of your child, Rosalind?
Okay, so I'm going to start off by saying my husband, Almer, he shared the idea that God gave him a scholarship upon his heart, something that will honor Elijah and live on his legacy. And then later he said, you know what? God revealed to me, it's not just a scholarship. We're going to go with a full-blown foundation. And that's how the foundation was birthed. Would you like to add on, sweetheart, to that?
Yes.
Yeah. I would just say, Melissa, often from the ashes of things, the whole concept of Greek mythology, the phoenix does rise. And, at that moment when our world was basically destroyed from what we knew it was prior to going on our vacation, God put it upon my heart to basically say, you are still here. The blood is still running warm in your veins. And you always said to your son that you have to keep moving. You have to help others. You have to keep pushing. You have to answer the bell. That was kind of our little one-on-one thing we would say to each other, answer the bell of life. And so when some colleagues of mine reached out and said, what can we do? How can we honor Elijah? At that moment, God put it on my heart to say, we're going to do a scholarship for young people who are transitioning from high school into college. And so that was the genesis and the inception of the scholarship. But as Rosalind said, we started thinking about all the things that Elijah had done since he was a little boy, Melissa, from passing out water, on the streets, giving food to people. We'd pass by homeless people. He'd say, Dad or Mom, you're not going to give money this time? He was so accustomed to us helping every time that we saw people. We said it would be great to build the foundation on the pillars of everything that we tried to instill into him through his entire life.
You kind of answered the question I was about to ask, but for those who are watching right now and trying to put it together, the both of you lost your son Elijah last year. Many who are local remember the story back in October about the car accident that took his life. Out of all of them, unfortunately, he was the only one whose life was lost. And so, out of that, as you mentioned, Almer, God gives you beauty for ashes, and this is the beauty that you and Rosalind have built together, and able you to bless others who are going to the next level as far as education wise. Almer, if you can once again kind of say, did we just lose him?
Yes.
Wow. Oh, he's back. He's back. There he is. How do you envision?
Yeah,
Can
I'm
you
here.
hear?
Yes, I am.
Okay. How do you envision
Yes. Hmm.
Elijah's legacy living on through this whole scholarship initiative?
So I don't. Can you hear me?
Yes. Even though you're frozen, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm having like poor cell reception. So Rosalind, until my cell.
You're back.
You're back, Almer.
No, I said Rosalind. Can you go ahead and answer the question? My cell reception is spotty.
Oh, yes, of course. So we start off with the mission statement, which is the Elijah Jayden Hawkins-Maynor Foundation, that's built on the 4 pillars. That is academic achievement, community outreach, mentorship, and benevolence. And all those things together are a reflection of Elijah. So our vision for the foundation and scholarship is to empower and encourage others to reach their dreams. The scholarship piece falls under the academic achievement, and that closes the gap to allow someone, 5 students, to be able to go to college. Because, like myself, I had financial aid. If it wasn't for my teachers and if it wasn't for my administrators at Cheney University saying, hey, this is the resources we have for you, I probably wouldn't have never continued my education. So this is an opportunity to close that gap. It's amazing how seniors can be on maybe short only $300, $400 from going to college. So this scholarship closes that gap and allows their dream to become a reality.
You're absolutely right, Rosalind. Sometimes it's just a little bit, every little bit counts. And we as parents who have kids that are going to college, and by the way, Almer, I hear that you go to the greatest college ever, the same one I went to at Carolina. So
Oh, okay. I knew there was some reason I liked you, Melissa. Okay.
absolutely. But I know there is no stipulations on whichever college that they want to or choose to go to, that this money will definitely help them. Can either one of you tell us what the criteria is? What criteria have you established for selecting your recipients of this scholarship, and why is the criteria that you've built so important to you?
Almer, I'll let
Yeah.
you.
Yes. So the anyone who applies for the scholarship needs to have at least a 3.0 GPA.
Mhm.
They must write an essay, and the essay is it's an open format. We've given a number of different topics that they can write about. Why do you want to go to college? What is your inspiration? What do you want to achieve? By going to whatever college or university you achieve. There's an essay component to it, and then we have optional aspects to that benevolence piece. If you want to talk about what your relationship with Christ is like and how you have served and how you will continue to serve moving forward. So the reason that criteria is important, Melissa, and it really wasn't difficult for us to come up with that, because let me say this so that I'm very clear. Our son was not perfect. He was not perfect by any means. Rosalind and I are not perfect, but we raised Elijah with a perfect love and with an aspirational mindset to have the most perfect relationship with Christ that you could have. So with this scholarship, what we're looking for is for young people to understand it's okay to say that you love God. It's okay to say you have a relationship with God. It's okay to say that you trust God, as my wife's shirt indicates. And so the criteria of the scholarship does not preclude anyone who maybe is not there wherever there is in their Christian walk, but we want to let them know that it is okay to speak boldly about that and to articulate yourself in that regard. And then the academic piece, that's just to aspire young people to continue to do more. And if I'm speaking very frankly, Melissa, people who look like us, who are black and brown, sometimes it's not cool to be in the smart AP classes.
Yeah.
We want to let young people know that not only is it okay, that is something that you should aspire to, and we want to acknowledge that. We want to reward young people, and we're happy that we're already starting to receive applications from people. And it's the last thing I'm going to say. This is why it's so exciting. So we launched our website. Whenever you launch something, there's going to be glitches, right? So there's
Right.
some glitches in our site, but these young people sent us direct emails saying, I'm trying to apply, but I'm having problems with the site. What do I need to do to get my application to you? And Melissa, that just warmed our heart that
Yes.
these people were pressing towards the mark.
Young people will find a way around it, a way to get to you. And when they are persistent like that, they have the mindset and the skills. They grew up with these instruments that we are kind of, still new to. So it is wonderful that you are truly out of this foundation, out of this scholarship fund. Both of you are instilling some wonderful characteristics in the kids who are just applying. And to mention that, where do they go? Where do they need to go to apply, either them or their parents? And what is the time frame of making this thing happen?
Well, I would like to add on, just want to add this to say, the foundation serves as a beacon of hope for those who are dismayed. It is a light for those who are lost, and it's possibilities to those who have dreams for a better tomorrow. So the foundation website is a reflection of Elijah's name. So if anyone is interested in the website for the scholarship, it's E in Elijah, J in Jayden, H in Hawkins, M in Maynor Foundation.org. And if anyone have any questions, they can email us directly, which is provided on the site, and we will guide them through it.
Well, and what's the deadline on it?
I'm sorry, and the deadline is Friday, May 17th. Friday, May 17th, 2024. Thank you.
So y'all have a few days. And you pretty much answered the question I was going to ask after that. How do you hope this scholarship program will continue to kind of make a positive difference in the lives of those who are applying in years to come? And what you guys have defined this as truly has speaks for itself.
Yes. I would also say, I told my husband, I said, you know what? Elijah didn't have the chance to graduate from UNC Chapel Hill, but he graduated from earth to heaven. That's a marvelous graduation. And for everyone who applies for the scholarship and are rewarded, when they walk across the stage, they are walking for Elijah as well. To God be the glory. Alma, would you like to add on to that?
No, I was just going to say, we hope to have Melissa, as this continues to grow. We hope to have situations where young people who were awarded the scholarship 10 years from now, as we get larger, that they'll come back and actually be keynote speakers for us and be able to talk about exactly what this scholarship meant for them. So that's what we're hoping to have, so that people will come back and basically say, this is what the scholarship meant to me. So that's the seed that we are planting in this fertile soil, and we know it's going to grow.
Very good. Very good. I'm just joyful hearing that. Yes, that's what it's all about. That's that whole vision coming back around 360, blessing one another. And, prayerfully, I will continue to keep you all in prayer. This is going to get even bigger than you can even imagine. I speak that into both of your lives right now in Jesus' name. Now, I know there's some other wonderful programs that you guys have envisioned as well. And talking with Rosalind, before you go, can you share some of those other things that you're doing in our community as well?
Okay. Well, we've partnered up with Raleigh Rescue Mission. So we are excited that we've been able to donate over 500 articles of clothing to their Back to Work program. And that includes suits, jackets, dresses, slacks, shoes, and so many other items. We've also partnered up with Oak City Cares, which is in Raleigh. We've been able to provide over 500 plus toiletry items, from bars of soap to lotion, shampoo, and the list goes on. And then Almer, he's been working with some students and touring them at UNC Chapel Hill. Would you like to add on, Almer, to that?
Yeah,
piece.
so as Melissa would say, so doing some subtle brainwashing, Melissa. So, but we want to expose. Listen, I'm from Eastern North Carolina, and so I grew up working on an operating farm. We still raise black Angus cattle, so I grew up riding a tractor. And I'm telling you, there's
Me
still young
too.
people out there. Oh well, see, we're connected. Prime and tobacco. We can talk. We can talk. And so, those young people, a lot of them have never been outside of the county,
Uh-huh.
right? They hear about Raleigh, even in Raleigh's like, oh, some mystical, magical place. So the vision we have there is just exposing them to what the world potentially could offer them. And so we went to and took a tour of the campus. I took them to some of the academic buildings, and I took them to a Carolina basketball game. Many of them have never been to a basketball game before outside of high school. And
Mhm.
so you could just see the inspiration from them. And I'm like, there's nothing special about me. If I did it, you can do it. So I'm trying to pour back into the community with young people to let them know you can achieve all things, right? You just have to put your mind to it and then be aspirational. So we're mentoring there. And then Rosalind, I'll let you also talk about our partnership with Oak City Cares.
Yes. So just continue to work with them quarterly. But I must say, we cannot do any of this. We, of course, we know without God, but our donators. I mean, from Elijah's village, right? That's the aunties and the uncles and family and friends in our church, which is Christ Family Church, past Bishop Wilson. We would not be able to do any of this if it wasn't for our family and our friends in the community and partner with us. So I'm just grateful for everyone who believes in the vision. And without you, I mean, we would not be able to do any of this without the support of our community and the other shareholders. So we continue to give back to our community and make a difference with Oak City Cares and so many other people that we're partnered with.
Well, you two are so encouraging. So I do have a final question. I didn't even write, even put it on you. Since you said, look, Melissa, we can't do this without our donors. For those who are watching right now saying, you know what, this is where I want to sow a seed. Where can they go to do that?
Almer.
So that goes right back, and it was on the screen before. They can go to the ejhmfoundation.org. We have the opportunity to go to Cash App there. You can also pay with any major credit cards, or you can write a check out to the Elijah Jayden Hawkins-Maynor Foundation. And what we tell everyone is when you go on the website, you can select whether you want it to be general foundation, and your funds will be used to purchase food, toiletry, or if you want to specifically go to the scholarship, then those monies would be set aside specifically for the scholarship. So for those writing checks, just put in the memo section, scholarship or general foundation, and that way we will make sure that we use those funds as anyone who contributes would like for us to.
Yes, and we're displaying everything that we do is on our Facebook. So that's Rosalind Reddick or Almer Reddick. And as we're gathering information, we are also posting information on the website so everyone can see where their donations are going.
Well, I want to encourage both of you because even though I know that you're going through a situation that many can't even fathom, you have brought so much joy just right here to this podcast, so much, promise for those who are yet to come through your vision, through what you've gone through. And I just want to encourage you. I want to uplift you and that God be your strength. Continue to do what you're doing because you're going to bring so much joy to those who are associated with you. And you haven't seen anything yet. There are going to be so many pouring into you, back into you, that this is what God has for you to do because you're walking in his vision, because you are being obedient. So I just speak God's peace, God's strength, God's joy unto you and over an abundance. And thank you so very much for all that you do. And once again, y'all, $500 scholarships is what these parents are pouring into your young people, high school graduates. Go to the website, find out more. And Alma and Rosalind, is there anything else you would like to say before we close out the podcast today?
Just want to say thank you for this opportunity, this platform to share Elijah's story. And I know for me, at the end of the day, the foundation is just a platform to take care of God's people, to feed the hungry, to clothe those who are naked, and to provide love and support for those who need just an extra push or a step to move forward in their salvation and in their life. Almer?
And I just want to say also thank you for this platform to be able to share a little bit about Elijah's story. And I, want people to know that while we are brokenhearted, we are not broken. And if we can do nothing else but to show and demonstrate people that if we can stand, God is no discerner of man, no woman. So if we can stand, then others can stand no matter what they're going through. And that's what we're all about.
Amen. We are our brothers and our sisters' keepers. Thank you once again for joining us for this wonderful edition of Faithfully Speaking. And as we close out today by just saying, trust God.
Yes.
Amen.
Trust God.
Thank you both so very much. I will see you very soon.
Thank you.
Y'all, that's
you.
it.